stolen, and she had Silber ahead. Or excuse me, that was Sydney Stevens, but the offside flag is up.
You know, the timing of the run just slightly off there, and a credit to the Cards too for holding a high line to force that offsides.
Aaron Floyd will restart for the Cardinals. Howard, or excuse me, Cochran there took a little bit of a hit. Appears to be okay. Woods looking over the top is deflected away by the Cards. And this has kind of been what we've been used to so far in this game. It's been a little bit of a knockabout. On this far post, now Silber, met by Roberts. Put away by Carson Cherry. And that might get a whistle. It does. Foul well won by Kennedy Burschel, the senior, making her 21st start. Wins a foul in a dangerous spot for Illinois.
Yeah, Maxwell just a little bit late to that challenge. We'll see it again here. Maxwell diving in, misses the ball there. Burchell does well to get around there, and it's going to set up, like you said, a pretty dangerous set piece. It's a little far out for a look on target for a shot on goal. So I imagine it would be working one of those set pieces that you practice in training, because it's not really suitable for a cross into the box. Maybe just like a little dump over the top for the runners to get in on behind.
It'll be Burschel on the delivery. She tries the shot, and it's just over the bar for the senior.
Not a bad look, but that's a very difficult shot, and you have to place it pretty much perfectly to be able to beat a goalkeeper from that distance, because the goalkeeper has a lot of time to be able to react to where the ball is going.
Aaron Floyd looking for Lucy Roberts. Down this near side, Raven Alexander, just such an accomplished athlete. Out of high school, a track star. And here she is again into the area. And she poked the ball away from herself, I think, there as Woods was tracking back. Illinois trying to get its transition moment, and it ends up back with Lia Howard. Burschel with a little bit something extra there on Roberts.
Nice little extra shove. That nice shoulder, I mean, shoulder to shoulder contact. She didn't extend her arm or anything like that, so it's not necessarily a foul.
A little Big Ten hello, we'll call it.
There you go. I like that.
Raven Alexander trying to find Cochran, and Chile does well there to read it. Julia Chile, clean sheet so far this season, was voted the team MVP last year. 4 clean sheets for the Illini, making her 26th career start in goal for Janet Rayfield. Maya Archibald on this far side for Illinois. Already a really sharp freshman from Nova Scotia. Has been in the U17 and U20 setups for Canada. Has a goal in 3 starts, now 4 starts for the Illini on the far side. Another player, we were talking about Raven Alexander earlier, Archibald also a sprinter in high school. Here's Maxwell trying to find somebody in the penalty area, but collected comfortably by Chile.
And this is where that being patient offensively kind of comes into play, being down a goal and having the goal struggles that you've been having. Oftentimes players want to try to force it, try to go forward, when sometimes that's not the right decision. Sometimes you need to pull it back and see if you can get a few more numbers into the box, or see if you can get a more quality service into the box to create a higher chance scoring opportunity.
Maxwell has not been afraid to get in the mix so far tonight. It's deflected here to Foley. Foley on the left foot. Foley from distance. And was collected from Floyd. Didn't quite get the power on it after building up the steam into some open space.
No, but she's been able to pick the ball up in these pockets of space between the midfield and the back line, and being able to dribble at the back line is such a threat. I think she had a little bit more time. She could have maybe tried to take on Carson Cherry one-on-one. I think Cherry was backing off a little bit. So maybe see if she can take a touch or two more to get closer to have a little better look on target.
Here's Chester and Archibald. This is a good battle on the left side. Chester gets a cross in. Cochran deflected away by Illinois. The Cards trying to do it again here with Betsy Huckabee from distance. That was off target.
Cards getting closer and closer to being able to find that breakthrough moment for them. It's good services into the box. It's good looks, but it just hasn't been sharp enough. The final piece just hasn't been there.
Just about, well, not just about. We're past 20 minutes now into this one. 1-0 Illinois. The Cards, I would think, probably would make the argument they've had a pretty bright start despite trailing 1-0.
Yeah, I would say they look solid in possession. They've been able to get a couple different chances in the final third, and I think overall they've looked stronger in possession, but the Illini have been able to go forward at a quicker rate. I think their transition moments have been quicker.
Foul well won there on the far side by Lizzie Sexton. And Sydney Stevens brought her down. This is Silber. Moving through the middle, trying to work with Woods. Woods and Roberts going toe-to-toe. Woods gets a ball in, and it was safely headed away by Sexton. Actually, almost kept in there for a second by Illinois. A goal kick coming again.
Again, they're finding that pocket of space. There it was McKenna Silber picking up the ball in between the midfield and the back line. There is so much space there, and that is where Illinois has been able to be dangerous, and that is where that attack started.
Alexander looking for Chester. And Archibald and Chile doing well to close off the space there.
A difficult ball into Chester. There was not a whole lot she could do there, trying to chest it down and pass it to herself, but just got a little bit too much power there on the pass to herself, so it ran ahead of her. But gotta play a little cleaner ball into her if you want her to be able to be successful.
Corner coming now for Illinois. This will be the third of the game for the Illini. 2 substitutions coming on. Belle Raleigh coming on, along with Angie Gallo. Gallo's first touch of this game is going to be the corner here for the Illini. The junior from the Chicago area, right-footed delivery. Looking near post, punched up and away by Erin Floyd.
That's an excellent service into the box, kind of hugging that right on the goalkeeper. As we can see here on the replay, the ball is going towards that near post. It's just unfortunate that person moves away from where the ball was going. If only she would have just stayed there, she might have been able to have an easy tap in there at the near post.
We'll do it all over again with Gallo. Similar placement on it. It drops for Illinois. Booted around and finally cleared by the Cards. This is Stevens. Back into the area, and that one's going to be right at Erin Floyd. She did have a runner tracking it, but Floyd does well to keep her eye on it.
Yeah, there was about 4 bodies running into the box, and I think the run of Woods almost distracted Aaron Floyd a bit there. Here we'll get a look at that first shot off of the set piece. Just barely missed there. If only they could have made contact on it. And then here we can see that service back into the box. It's the run of Woods that almost forces Floyd to lose track of that ball.
Michaela Woods has slotted in as the center forward now with Raleigh here on this left side. 2 substitutions coming for the Cardinals. Mackenzie Geigley and Emma Hiscock coming on for Louisville. Geigley already getting a chance out of here. Here's Hiscock's first touch. Trying to find Maxwell. Maxwell doing well to pursue it. And Illinois gets away. Stevens now working on this left side. Bright start to this game for Sydney Stevens, the goal, and has been active with the ball at her feet. Archibald on the far side. Back with the ball at her feet, Archibald. Now through the middle. Sosa De La Salle was looking to stay out on that left side. Louisville does well to block that away. It'll be a throw on this near side for Illinois. We mentioned the Cardinals' goal-scoring troubles. They could use the young one there on the right. That's Amina Ekic, a legend of Louisville Cardinals soccer. Now playing for Racing Louisville here in the Derby City in the NWSL. It's a number 5 pick in the NWSL draft after just an incredible final season for the Cards. Was the ACC Offensive Player of the Year.
If only they could throw a jersey on her and let her go out there and help out.
Pop on to number 13 and go see if they can get something going through her. Here's Geigley on the right side. Has some pace to her. And is looking in the middle for Emma Hiscock. Now it does find Hiscock's feet, and she thought that Chester was going to make that run, and Chester was on a different wavelength. And Casey, something that seems to be an issue with this Cards team is a lot of passing into space when the space isn't really inviting for Louisville. The players having to give chase of it are a step behind a defender. It just doesn't seem like they're lining these passes up the way they need to in the attacking third.
Yeah, they're either not on the same page, or the timing of the runs and the passes just hasn't been able to click yet. And typically you see that early on in the season, or that's kind of like a preseason issue. But by this point, you try to work those things out. But I think it's just a confidence issue at this point. And I also truly think that the Cards are way too narrow. I know I've said it before, but there Chester is making a run into the space where Hiscock was. If she pulls wider, she's going to pull the defender with her. That also then creates the space for the pass to be able to go into, because right now they're trying to force these passes through small seams, and that's another reason why they're not really as successful with connecting those passes. If they spread out, they have more space to be able to play these little through balls they want to play.
Here's Chester, hoping that she grows into being the primary string puller for these Cards. Person working through the middle. This is Stevens. Good press from Louisville. This is at Maxwell. Now Chester. Chester fires from distance. It got past Chile, and it was just booted out for safety by Person. A corner coming for Louisville.
And I think if Person doesn't clear that away, it's an easy tap in there for the Cards, because Chile's not able to collect that one cleanly. We'll get a better look at it here. A great turnover from Emma Hiscock. Maya Maxwell does well to get the space there, and it's a decent look on target from Chester. But again, if Persons doesn't clear that away, then Geigley's going to tap that one in.
Corner is knocked down but not out. This is Geigley working it through. It fell off the crossbar. That was Huckabee. Unlucky there. And the Cards will try to go to work again. Geigley. Roberts jostling with Raleigh. And a spell of pressure here from Louisville. They will feel hard done after the great work there to have to hit the crossbar.
And it's just so unfortunate for the Cards. They do so well here to create this kind of recycled ball through. Geigley plays a nice cross. It takes a fortunate deflection, and Huckabee does so well to stay over that one and strike through it. Just so unfortunate it hits off that crossbar.
Betsy Huckabee won a high school state championship here in Kentucky last year. Chile off her line as well there to win it. Louisville turning the screws just a little bit here, as two more substitutions will come on for the Cards. Victoria Wick, the freshman from Denmark, checks in, along with Emma Kate Scroll. And for Illinois, Lia Howard, the sophomore from Massapequa, New York, Long Island, checking in for the first time tonight. Howard was an electric player in high school. He's a Gatorade Player of the Year in the state of New York. Won a state championship there. I would imagine both of those are difficult to accomplish for a high school player in a state that produces so much good soccer. Here she is on the ball now. It was knocked away by Howard. Just a bit disjointed at the moment for Illinois, as the Cardinals are fighting back for an equalizer. That can change on a dime. Here's Raleigh down this left side, chased by Roberts. Cleared away by Carson Cherry.
And I think Raleigh there had a little more time on the side than what she thought. I think she should have maybe tried to take on Roberts and see if she could take her one-on-one, because there was space in behind, and then it would allow a few more of her teammates to be able to get forward.
That's a very dangerous challenge there from Hiscock, well behind the play. The foul for Person. Person trying to shuffle this thing into the box. Foul called in the other direction as Weeks was brought down, and a goal kick coming for Aaron Floyd.
The services into the box for Illinois have been very solid so far in this match. That one, again, another good service. Just unfortunate that they fouled because the ball bounces right inside the 18-yard box.
This is Autumn Weeks, transferred in from IUPUI. Another substitution coming on. It's Savina Zamborini, who will replace Geigley. Short spell for Geigley.
Zamborini the past 2 games has been in a little bit different role than what we've seen her in games past. She's been playing more of a wing midfield forward role instead of that holding mid.
Turn there from Hiscock. Had a pass out to her left. I don't know if she saw it. She had won the ball back there after a good track down and offside flag on Illinois.
Just not the best awareness there from Michaela Woods, kind of hanging out behind the center back and not anticipating the ball enough so that way she can be able to be in an onside position to help her team.
Played into the area, it falls for Hiscock, fires, it's blocked, it's still alive for Scroll, and it was deflected over for a corner. Louisville has had the lion's share of chances the last few minutes.
Louisville definitely looking like the team that is going to score, and it's off the set piece from Floyd. A good service into the box, and again, another bouncing ball. A nice initial shot, and it falls right to Scroll. I don't think she expected it to come at her that hard because it was a difficult first touch for her there, but a good look again for the Cards.
Corner on the far side. Good delivery into the 6-yard box, and Lucy Roberts had a clean look at it, but her body was not at an angle where it was very easy to turn it. 2 substitutions coming on for Illinois. It'll be Alyssa Weedy and Zoe Kohlhoff coming on for the Illini. Final 8 minutes of this first half. Illinois hoping to claim win number 3 in the early stages of this season. They have another game in the Commonwealth coming up on Sunday, playing Kentucky, as Howard came clattering into Weeks. Louisville will be at home again on Sunday against Central Michigan. It's Chile just playing it safe there, out to touch.
The Cards have definitely looked like the better team going forward offensively, the team that is more likely to score, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they will. There's so many times we've seen goals scored against the run of play, and we can see those shots. Louisville completely out shooting Illinois 8-5.
One on target doesn't do justice to Betsy Huckabee, who hit the crossbar. Shots that hit the woodwork never counted as on target, which is always
I never understood
a statistical
that.
weird thing to me. She hit it cleanly, took a deflection, hit the crossbar, and she'll be feeling hard done for not getting the second goal of the year for Louisville. So the Cards just keep on pushing. Cross into the area, not on target for Illinois. A substitution coming on. It's going to be Maddie Ellsworth, the Oregonian, taking out Carson Cherry, who will head to the sideline for the final 6 minutes of this first half. Cherry still working her way back to full fitness. And surgery in the offseason. Coming into this year was still trying to work her way back up to the 90 minutes of fitness that we're used to seeing from her. A scroll is brought down in the middle there by Weedy. Still alive, though. This is Raleigh trying to scoop it ahead. It falls to Howard. Poked away finally by Louisville. Howard, some serious work rate, and she wins. No, I thought she had won a foul there. And now Louisville will get a chance to break on this far side. Huckabee. Howard working all the way back to Weeks. Ellsworth getting her first touches of the night for Louisville. Transfer from Oregon State. Came in last year. Izzy Sexton trying to find Zamborini. It's cut out. Stevens again. And not on the same page as Lia Howard.
And I like when Illinois gets the ball, they're looking to attack quickly. They look to transition with pace, and that really forces teams to not be able to get set in their defensive shape. And we've talked about how good the Cards have been when they are in their defensive shape. So by playing quickly, they're really not allowing U of L to be able to get set up.
Approaching the 4-minute mark here at the end of this first half. Hiscock trying to keep it alive for Louisville. Here's Scroll, Zamborini. That was a poor clearance there. Just mistimed and mishit. Roberts quick on the throw at Zamborini. Trying to get a cross away. It was blocked by Person.
I think that was a little bit forced there. I don't think she needs to try to be spinning and crossing all in one motion. There was two players there. Why not see if you can link up and combine a little bit to get a little bit of a higher quality service?
And Scroll is whistled for the challenge from behind on Stevens. Stevens the goal scorer for Illinois. That is the difference right now in this game. Sydney Stevens scoring in the 11th minute for the Illini. Her 5th goal in the orange and blue for the junior. This is Howard working through the middle. Left-footed strike there, well off target from Kohlhoff.
Kohlhoff kind of going away from goal there. That's a really difficult angle to be able to get your hips around it, to get it on target. Very, very difficult shot.
Zamborini shuffling it back now to Weeks. Trying to just keep possession there. It was a difficult pass for Victoria Wick to handle. 9 shots for Louisville here in this first half to 5 for Illinois. 3 on target for the Illini, though, and one of them obviously has the visitors in the lead. Under the 75-second mark. Casey, as we approach this halftime, take us inside the notebooks for Karen Ferguson Days and Janet Rayfield, what they might be talking about at half
for Illinois, I think you've got to be pretty pleased with how this half went. I think really what you're going to want to clean up is your possession, and you know that the Cards were going to come at you with a lot of pressure, so just being able to clean up their possession in the middle of the field, I think will really allow them to get forward and create more goal-scoring chances. For the Cards, I think you've got to be pleased with the number of opportunities you've been able to create. I think now it just comes down to being cleaner in your execution of those chances, cleaner in your touch, cleaner in your passes, taking care of the little details.
There'll be plenty of things to talk about for both teams once this whistle blows. We have some good stuff coming up for you during the halftime break from the ACC network. And that is where we'll leave things. Illinois in front. 1-0 on Illinois, or on Louisville, excuse me. More than a year due to injury. Second half just about ready to go here, and the Cards will start in possession. And you notice right away, Casey, that the Cards have at least made one change to their setup here, working with Fiona Geiser at center forward to start the second half, the freshman from Germany.
Looking to see if they can use her to be creative up top.
Raven Alexander into the area right away. The cross was caught by Julia Chili. The senior making 2 saves in the first half. The ball played through, looking for Kennedy Burschel. Autumn Weeks is the first one to it for Louisville. Weeks does well there. This is Lizzie Sexton, left back for the Cards. One of the impressive sophomores for Karen Ferguson days. Here's another one, Addie Chester. Lots of space to work with for Chester. Now Alexander out on the right-hand side. Raven Alexander tries it. Right-footed drive there. I thought she might be trying to get in line for the cross, and Chile had to get down to her left for the save.
I love, though, how Chester is able to pick the ball up in the middle of the field and attack on the dribble. I think she maybe could have tried to go a little bit farther. Her pass also had to slow the run of Alexander down a little bit, but it's a good look. I like that they're trying to push the pace going forward.
Carson Cherry came off for the final 7 minutes or so of the first half, back out there with the Cards. Charging forward here is Woods for Illinois. Woods blocked by Cherry. But Michaela Woods, for a moment, looked like she was shot out of a cannon.
Woods able to read the pass of the Cards, trying to break out of the back, and she does so well with it, attacking forward. But Cherry's so good, so patient here, doesn't dive in, just waits for Woods to make the decision, and then is able to win that ball there. Very good defending from Carson Cherry.
Half volley attempt there from the holding midfielder Joanna Versosa Dolasal, senior from Canada near Vancouver. Chester. Neither team has really been able to work through possessions very well tonight. It's been a lot of 2-3 passes and then go fishing.
Well, I think that's because both of these teams like to press a lot with the person on the ball. They kind of swarm the player and put a lot of defenders around it, making it difficult to pass out of pressure.
Louisville Cardinals now into their 6th half at Lynn Stadium without a goal to start this season. for a Cards squad that knew going into the offseason that goal scoring was going to be a challenge. Went out and tried to find additions that could help them there, and it just has not added up quite yet for the Cards. They've certainly had their chances. This is Maxwell. Just a little too rushed there. This touch there, it's in the foot of Geyser, trying to play in Alexander, and it was collected in the fray there by Chile.
It's a great little through ball there from Geyser, and it kind of touched on the point I wanted to make, that she plays the ball through one seam and Alexander makes the run through the other seam. It's a great turnover here, and if you look, she plays it on one side of the defender and Alexander runs on the other side. That's how they're going to be able to find that space in behind. They're trying to force the ball and the player through the same seam too many times, and that's why they keep getting picked off.
Lucy Roberts on the far side. Long here for Illinois, a team that coming in here feeling very confident. They've already beaten the Xavier team that at the time was number 17 in the country, beat them 1-0. Playing 5 consecutive road games under Janet Rayfield here, trying to just get this team used to playing tough matchups. Lizzie Sexton on the throw for Louisville. As well to keep it. Howard into the area for Geyser. It was cut off.
Good ball in, but it looked like the Cards weren't really expecting it, kind of reacting to the service instead of being proactive and making runs off the ball.
This is Alexander and Roberts, the two captains working together. Nice little combination play there, and it's a corner coming up for Louisville.
And that's the first time we've really been able to see Roberts be able to get involved in the attack and have some impact here. It's a good little link-up play, nice cutback there, but good combination with Alexander to earn this corner kick.
Little teamwork here. Who says the goalkeeper never gets any help? Keep those shoes tied. Maya Maxwell ready to shuffle this in. Good ball in, it's knocked down. And it's gonna be a goal kick. I think the last touch was Cherry. But once again, Maxwell, good service into the area, and Louisville not able to take advantage.
Yeah, they're really targeting that near post, looking to kind of overload it, having 2 runners make that near post run, and just unfortunate they couldn't get that one on target because it was a nicely drawn up set piece.
That's a good ball in through the left side. It's Silber trying to chip Floyd, and Floyd didn't really have much to worry about.
Interesting decision to go with the chip there. She had some time. I'm wondering if she saw Floyd maybe try to backpedal on it, but I think an interesting decision to look to chip.
Silber has just been so good for Illinois over the years. 9th all-time in goals scored. Here comes Chester. Trying to play through Geyser, and they just weren't on the same page there. Looked like the right pass. I don't think Geyser was ready for it.
And again, it comes down to reacting to the passes and not being proactive. If Geyser is expecting it to come through there, then she might be able to get on the end of it. But because she's reacting to the pass, she's always going to be late to it. And so I think that's part of the problem with them not really being on the same page offensively.
Alexander still working. Now Geyser. Almost able to work a 1-2 with Alexander, and now it's a race. This is Foley on the far side. She's got Silber with her, but it's cut out comfortably by Cherry. Louisville still has bodies forward. Roberts.
Cherry and Weeks have done very well with dealing with Silber and Foley up top, kind of dropping and recovering and having each other's back as that second defender. So they've dealt with the 2 forwards very nicely.
Chester Cherry trying to shuffle that ball forward to Geyser, but more hopeful than anything else. Julia Chile, 2 saves tonight, 8 for the season now in her 3rd start. This is Geyser trying to get something going for the Cards. Left side now, Chester. Chester into the area, nudged off the ball. Really good defending, but it is going to end up being a corner. Maya Archibald showing her strength to nudge Chester there.
Yeah, and here we can see Chester attacking on the dribble, which I really like, but just getting bodied off the ball there. She's got to be stronger on the ball because it's not going to get any easier as they get into ACC play.
Addie Chester. Right-footed delivery on the corner. Knocked down. Did it cross the goal line? No, it did not. That looked like it might have. Alexander trying to keep it alive. Spills out to the right side. It'll be Huckabee on the throw. And the referee is going to pause here. He's going to go take a look at the replay to see if that ball crossed over the line.
Well, that or I think it's a handball. If you see the player on the line, it looks like the ball might have bounced up and hit her in the arm. And if that's the case, then 1, we could be looking at a penalty, and 2, was it denying a goal-scoring opportunity, which would be a red card. So some big decisions of things that could happen here in this situation.
Referee J.C. Rivero will get a look at this. This is a little different than what you might be used to watching soccer on the weekends in the pro leagues. There is no VAR, and yeah, Casey,
it hits off her arm.
That sure looks like she handled it.
It goes off her thigh, and because she extends her arm out, so you can see it right there. So as this ball is coming in, it hits off of her thigh, and then her arm is out in an unnatural position that is stopping the ball from going in the back of the net. So we could be looking at a penalty kick, and we could also maybe potentially be looking at a red card for denying a goal-scoring opportunity there.
The only argument I would have, and you would know better than I would, is the arm is in an unnatural position there, but you see here, nothing. And that's the ruling. It's going to be a throw. My question is the arm already tucked back and there was no other movement from the arm? Maybe that
could have been what he saw, was that her arm was back, and even though it was out, that he determined, or it could have hit her in the shoulder, which would not be a handball. It's from the sleeve down where it would be deemed a handball. So I'm assuming that's what he saw to not give that, but I think the Cards are going to look back at that one and maybe have some questions, because it surely was close. That was a close call.
Ashley Stellan breathing a sigh of relief. J.C. Rivero pretty clearly just checking the handball. He didn't want to look at the goal line angle to see if it crossed over the goal line. And as a result, Louisville will have to try again. Versosa Dolasal looking long for Silber, cut out though by Louisville. And the Cards, even after that moment, Casey, I mean, you've got to be saying, look, if you're Louisville, this has been a very bright start. They look like the team, and have for a while now, continuing from the first half, that wants the next goal.
The thing that I love about it is they still have that fight. They still are hungry to get that goal, even though things haven't been going their way. Clearly, they cannot buy a goal. The crossbar, that one, which almost could have been a penalty kick, they're continuing to push forward and continuing to fight, which is what I love to see.
Chester almost able to sneak that one through. I'm very impressed with the back three of Illinois. Silber now trying to play in Foley. Foley's going to be the first one to it. She's got Stevens joining her, and Lizzie Sexton caught up to it pretty quickly.
Really good recovery run there from Sexton, and a little bit nonchalant play there from Foley.
Lia Howard will come on for Illinois. Scored the game winner against Xavier. She'll replace Silber. Howard the goal and the assist so far this season. near side from Maya Archibald, the freshman who has been really impressive so far for Illinois. Talk about the struggles for Louisville coming into this game. They have 30 shots on goal, just 1 goal so far. They've added to that rather large figure and still having a hard time breaking down the door.
Yeah, and I mean, as a coach, as a player, those are not numbers that you really want to see. The chances are there, though. That is the thing, and that's the thing we keep talking about. They've been creating those solid scoring opportunities. They just haven't been able to buy a goal.
Alyssa Weedy coming on, the junior from Chicago area. She will replace Ashley Stellan. And Weedy will be the one who takes this corner for the Illini. Can Illinois add to their lead early on in this second half? Falls all the way to the back post for Alexander, cleared away, but Woods doing real work here to get another opportunity for Illinois, and it's slotted in. It's a goal. Lia Howard on the finish. And the work from Woods sets up Lia Howard to give Illinois a 2-0 lead. Somewhat against the run of play for the last half hour, but the Illini now will feel very good about where they're at.
Yeah, and that is just a sheer hustle goal. The work from Michaela Woods here is what earns this. And then Howard just bodying Roberts off the ball. Roberts too soft there defensively. Howard's able to get around her. And Floyd tries to come out, but really, really good stuff from Lia Howard to tuck that one away.
The second goal of the season for Lia Howard. And I have to think Roberts thought that Floyd was going to come out more decisively there.
Again, miscommunication, not being on the same page. And regardless of whether you think your goalkeeper's coming out or not, you have to body the defender off the ball. You have to shield the ball because you have to protect your goalkeeper because that forward is coming in at full speed. And so regardless of whether you think the goalkeeper is coming out or not, you have got to shield that ball and do whatever it takes to not allow the forward to get around you.
Foley again with the ball at her feet, trying to get into the area, and Cherry is just going to have to knock it away for a corner. While the two players who have really seemed to be the most problematic for Louisville in the last 40 minutes or so of this game combined there for the goal for Illinois. Woods continuously finding ways to pester and dribble. And it fell to Howard, who has also been so effective off the bench. The corner coming for Illinois to see if they can add another one. Knocked down, it falls to Foley. Foley curled it away. She was so frustrated with herself that she didn't notice it's still in. Woods back post to Foley, and it's saved. Foley recovering well from the initial frustration, back into it, and almost gets a third for the Illini.
Yeah, she had her hands in her, thought it was out of bounds. You can see her trying to walk away, but the ball stays in play. And it's a beautiful service from Woods there. And what a little volley here. I think it's an incredible save, though, from Erin Floyd. But Foley getting a second chance at that one and making the most of it.
That was definitely curling in. Well struck ball there as Weedy takes the new corner, and Illinois has some new life after the goal. Popped up, back post. Takes a couple of bounces before Maxwell gets to it. And a half an hour left in this one for Louisville to regroup. Michaela Woods did end up getting the assist on that. Woods a little bit of I won't say a homecoming, but in her backyard, grew up near Cincinnati. Chester Maybe trying to do this thing herself. Still Chester, and it's finally poked away by Weedy. Illinois playing with a whole lot of juice right now. They look like a team looking for number 3.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that that goal has sparked some energy within them, and the Cards trying to see if they can regroup after it. They haven't really been able to breathe a sigh of relief as they're just now being able to kind of break into their offensive half of the field since the goal.
Roberts, a deep cross, falling to the ground as Chester, and no real argument from the sidelines that there was a foul there. It was Ella Karolak defending Chester. And it's a kudos to Karolak that you haven't had to say the center back's name very much tonight. Quietly effective, a key piece for this Illini team. Burschel has it poked away now. Raven Alexander 1v3. She's got Chester joining the fray. Huckabee trying from distance there. That was ambitious. And 3 subs coming on for Louisville. It'll be Emma Hiscox, Savina Zamborini, and Emma Kate Scroll all coming on. It'll be Alexander, Geyser, and Maxwell coming off. And it's got to be frustrating for Louisville to have worked as hard as they have. They've hit the crossbar. They've had a number of chances. And for a long stretch there, very much felt like they were the ones likeliest to score the second goal in this game. Only to have Woods and Howard dial up something pretty quickly that has changed the momentum significantly in Illinois' favor.
Well, and it is really frustrating because they haven't been able to find the back of the net. They have been creating chance after chance after chance.
Here's Stevens. Howard trying to catch the runner there. Seemingly knew that Woods was making the run without looking. And Illinois in the second half already at the same number of shots that they had in the entire first half. They have been pretty active here in the last 5-6 minutes or so of dialing things up.
I will say they have looked so much more aggressive and have looked like the better team, I think, in the second half. The Cards, again, just haven't been able to put up the pieces. And you saw they only have 3 shots so far in this half. And they just have to see if they can get something going. They are not on the same page offensively, and I don't know if that just is because different personnel changes. Is it beginning to become a confidence thing for them? They've just got to see if they can figure out what is going on so they can solve it.
Abby Lynch checking in for Illinois. She'll replace Michaela Woods, who had the assist on the second goal. Lynch is a junior from Brownsburg, Indiana. At this point now, Louisville trying to not just get its first goal on its home field this season, but get back into this game. Down 2 goals, just 25 minutes left. And Illinois has shown some real defensive fortitude so far this season. Tough team to break down here with the lead.
And I think it's two different halves, too, for Louisville in the first half. There was all kinds of energy going forward. They looked like the aggressor. In the second half, they are beginning to look deflated almost, looking late to showing up to the ball, not really pressuring as high as they used to. And I think Illinois really has kind of sucked the energy out of them and have really been the ones to take on that energy and have been dominating so far in the second half.
Here's Burchell. Nice little flick on there from Foley. Stevens, who had the first goal of this match. It's intercepted now. It's getting right back to Illinois again. Betsy Huckabee, number 2 for Louisville. The best opportunity so far in this one. Hit the crossbar. This is Savina Zamborini. It's a high school across the street from U of L. Manual High. The enemy for Louisville. A lot of work to do here with 23 minutes left in this non-conference tilt. Huckabee.
Both teams really struggling once they turn the other team over, being able to connect and build in their possession. It's almost they have to wait until a ball gets played out wide or into space before they're able to kind of regain. But the minute that someone turns them over, they're struggling with connecting their next few passes, and that's really what's hindered a lot of the attacking threats.
Switches on here to this right side. Scroll. Beautiful evening here in Louisville as nightfall is upon us. Not for long though. We're supposed to switch back to about 90 to 95 degrees in just a couple of days. As my dad likes to say, they're putting the soup back on the oven. The stove, excuse me. Not going to be a fun week next week, but beautiful night here at Lynn Stadium, one of the nicest stadiums in all of college sports. Couple substitutions coming on. Will be Mackenzie Geigley checking in for Louisville. As Kennedy Burchell comes off, along with Sydney Stevens.
And Illinois, seeing if they can take the energy out of the game even more on the set pieces, slowing those down. But one thing I appreciate is they're not slowing down on the field. They're continuing to try to play that high pace game that they've been so successful at so far, but when the ball's out of bounds and they have the opportunity, they're trying to deflate the game.
And the trainer is being waved on here from J.C. Rivero as Ashley Stellan, redshirt freshman, is down from St. Charles, Illinois.
You always hate to see that, especially when the player goes down immediately and is grabbing at the ankles. So I think the ref made the smart decision, though, to stop it.
And you hate to see Stellan down there for Illinois. When we talk about this game, how it's broken down, Illinois has taken it by the scruff here, but maybe the most pivotal moment for Louisville was the opportunity early in the second half where we thought maybe there was a handball or The ball may be crossing the goal line on a corner. And from that moment, Casey, it does seem like Louisville has kind of deflated a little bit after maybe thinking that they had gotten the equalizer.
Well, I feel like it's one of those moments where you feel like that was the moment you had your chance there. It was right there. You might have even gotten the penalty, which would have been the great opportunity for you to be able to almost get like a freebie look on target, and then it's called back, and then every single chance that you have just hasn't been able to go for you. Things haven't been going your way. That can be extremely deflating. And then for Illinois to go down and be able to score relatively soon after that, it's just really unfortunate. Here we can see the almost moment for the Cards.
Yeah, and it is one of those moments that you always look back at games and wonder which incidents will define it. And that one may go down as just so close for Louisville. Betsy Huckabee, of course, hitting the crossbar as well for the Cards. And at some point, they've got to feel like something's got to give for me
Right.
with the effort that they're putting in. It's a giveaway in the area and a shot from distance from Stevens. As Ashley Stellan was helped off there a moment ago, hoping that it's not a serious injury for her. She's had a bright start to this season. Person and Zamborini in pursuit here, and Person just knocks it out for a throw. Down under 20 minutes now, and Louisville needing to show some urgency to get one back as Zamborini is on. Doing well to get across away there. Fell to Sexton. Weeks trying to shuffle it back in. And now maybe a transition moment for Illinois. Howard slotting it through to Foley. Foley, what a turn. She's fouled by Weeks. And that may get a card. It's a yellow card for Autumn Weeks. What a turn that was from Foley. And I don't know, Casey, that may be fortunate that it's just a yellow, because that was possibly through here if she gets the turn.
Well, I think you've got the other defender.
In the area.
Yeah, so I think it's the number of defenders that really did not allow that to be more severe than a yellow card. But a very critical foul there for Weeks, because she's either going to be able to play her teammate in.
Maybe save the goal there. Versosa to Versosa Dolaso. Ball played in. It was saved off the line by Erin Floyd. And Sydney Stevens almost had a second.
Taking the corner for the Fighting Illini.
Here we'll be able to see the nice replay. Very quick hands there from Erin Floyd, getting down quickly to keep that one out of the back of her net.
She's had to make a couple of saves tonight that have kept it from a wider margin for Illinois. Corner coming from Howard. Still alive in the area, knocked down but not out. Finally cleared away by Emma Hiscock. And now a transition moment here for Louisville. Huckabee out to the right. Scroll trying to find somebody through the middle, and it was an ambitious pass ahead.
I think a bit of a rushed opportunity there for the Cards. They've been able to get on the break. They need to see if they can create a more synchronized, more put together attack going forward instead of just playing hopeful balls over top.
Mackenzie Geigley wins the foul for Louisville. We'll restart here. The Cards 0-2-2 this season, but they were unbeaten so far at home with 2 scoreless draws. Now here's Howard trying to unlock Foley. Weeks and Floyd both give pursuit. Howard's been a menace every time she's come on. You can see the work rate and the pace.
know, she's been very fun to watch, and not only is it because she's making runs in behind, but she's also making the plays where she drops back in, is able to pick the ball up in the middle of the field and kind of attack forward and be a playmaker going forward.
Here's Autumn Weeks working through the lines. Hescock to Huckabee, and that's been a bit of the story tonight for Louisville, is the second, third, fourth passes just a little too strong.
Just not sharp enough.
Louisville a chance to see if they can get something going here on the far side. Cherry and Floyd on the same page there. Floyd coming across because that was a dogged pursuit. Substitute coming on is Michaela Woods, the senior for Illinois. She'll replace Foley. Foley will feel unlucky that she didn't get one on the volley from the pass by Woods. Woods has an assist tonight. Illinois getting a goal in the 11th minute from Sydney Stevens, assisted by McKenna Silber. And in the 59th minute, Lia Howard getting on the score sheet with her second goal of the year, assisted by Michaela Woods. That is the difference in this one here in Louisville. Hopeful cross in, it was skimmed down and out for a corner. Archibald won it.
And here's the perfect opportunity for the Cards to get bodies in the box, get another shot on target. They really haven't had much production going forward offensively. Illinois has been able to catch up with them with shots overall. So a chance for the Cards to see if they can try to claw their way back into this one.
Betsy Huckabee to take right-footed delivery for Louisville. Punched away by Chile. And then Lia Howard does the rest. Lia Howard, the sophomore from Massapequa. It's an ambitious cross there.
Substitution for Illinois, coming on number 19, Angie Gallo.
Angie Gallo coming on for Illinois. Here are the goals. The first one, Silber setting up Stevens. Nicely taken from the Illini, and then Woods does the work here to get Howard into the box, and then Howard was able to muscle her way past Lucy Roberts and poke it in. And the work rate from Woods and Howard on goal number 2, and the work rate from Silber and Stevens on goal number 1, both excellent hustle goals. Illinois continues this fantastic start to the 2023 campaign. Obviously a very difficult conference in front of them, but they've got to be thrilled with how things are going. This is Zamborini into the area. It fell for Scroll, hit the crossbar, still alive. And Scroll joins Huckabee in the unlucky woodwork crew tonight for Louisville.
And I'm not sure how that one did not end up in the back of the net. Scroll was completely wide open. I believe what happened was she was trying to look up and watch the ball go in the back of the net, and it takes a little bit of a bounce, so she gets underneath it and kind of chips up on it instead of driving through the ball. So if she drives through the ball, that one's going to end up in the back of the net, but because she does a short swing and kind of gets underneath it, that's what forces it to go into the air. But again, an extremely unfortunate moment there for the Cards.
Betsy Huckabee and Emma Kate Scroll both cursing the crossbar for Louisville as Zamborini crosses into the area. It was Geigley this time. And the save there from Chile.
We're seeing some life brought back into the Cards. It's a great ball from Zamborini to the back post, and Geigley gets up and makes good contact. She's just a little bit far from the goal to really be able to get much power on it to get it in the back of the net. But the Cards are looking a little bit stronger, more strong going forward.
3 opportunities tonight for Louisville where it felt like the soccer gods didn't quite smile upon them. A goal line clearance, shouts for a handball. The referee reviewed it, did not see one. 2 times hitting the crossbar. And now Geyser coming back on along with Morgan Bentley, who's making her first appearance tonight. The track star Bentley from Georgia. See if she can make a difference for the Cards as Geigley and Hiscock coming off. McKenna Silber is also going to come back on for Illinois. Silber with the assist earlier. She'll replace the goal scorer, Lia Howard. And another really good shift from Lia Howard. Louisville trying to ratchet up the pressure here. This is Zamborini. Has the runner out to the right side. It's Bentley. If there's anyone on Louisville's team who can catch it, it's Morgan Bentley. But ran long. They're going to say that's a corner, though. And it took a deflection. And the bench trying to spur on their teammates here as the clock approaches that 10-minute mark. Still time, but quickly the sands are shifting to the bottom of the hourglass. Huckabee on the delivery here, right-footed for the Cards. It's a driven ball. Back post was looking for Howard. Zamborini does well to get to it. Good hustle there from Savina Zamborini. And that time the cross is blocked. It's still alive. Chile couldn't handle the first time, but she's able to corral the second bounce. A scary moment for Illinois, but Chile navigating things in the end.
Zamborini has had a few great services into the box, and again, it looks like the Cards have new life in them. They're pressing forward. They're looking like they're trying to get more opportunities going forward, so they look really strong.
Belle Raleigh there with the yellow card for the extracurricular activity on Lizzie Sexton. Silber has Woods to the right. The offside flag is up, though. Woods very close to having a 1v1 with the goalkeeper.
And that was really, really close there because Weeks was a little bit late stepping, and I think the timing was just barely off in that situation.
Howard shifting around to the right. This is Cherry. Cherry maybe trying to find Morgan Bentley on that far post run, but more ambitious than anything else.
Yeah, I think she just needs to connect through the middle there. Again, they're starting to feel the pressure from the clock ticking down and trying to send these balls going forward, but instead they just need to see if they can keep possession.
It's a hopeful effort from Silber. Run long. And Cherry playing with A little bit of urgency. Burschel coming on for Raleigh. Raleigh just picking up that yellow card a moment ago. Down to 7.5 minutes, and Janet Rayfield, who played at UNC under Anson Dorrance and decorated career of her own, has to be thrilled with the way her team is starting this year, well on its way to 3-0-1, and in the middle of a 5-game road trip here. Pause there for Zamborini, and she scores! Savina Zamborini! It was a hopeful strike. It caught Chile off guard. And with 7:09 to go, Louisville has halved its deficit.
What a great strike from Zamborini. She had been sending in some beautiful, beautiful services into the box. She's able just to kind of pick it up in the middle of the field. The ball almost looks like it's going to get stuck underneath her, but just takes this like half-chance shot and is able to chip it over Chile. I think Chile caught off her line a little bit, gets her footwork all wrong there before that ball hits the back of the net, and she knows it. You can see here her footwork gets caught up underneath it. She doesn't know what to do, and that's what caused her to miss that save there. But what a shot for Savina Zamborini.
The first goal of the season for Savina Zamborini and for Louisville at home. The second of the year, and the Cards will feel rewarded after all of the effort that they have put in. They've hit the crossbar twice, had a controversial goal line clearance, and Stevens sent the cross long with her left foot. But life has been jolted into these Cards. Just the second career goal for Savina Zamborini. As we said, went to high school at Manual High, just down the street from Lynn Stadium. She last scored on October 2nd, 2021. Now, if you're Illinois, you're trying to avoid one of soccer's oldest cliches, that a 2-0 lead is the most dangerous lead that you can have. I think a one goal lead is more dangerous, but I digress. 6 minutes to defend for Illinois and 6 minutes to pursue for Louisville. It's going to have to be a little bit better than that. Now Woods, a chance maybe to be unlocked, but good defending there from Cherry to disrupt Silber. Here's Bentley. Wick. Must have off the ball there. Kennedy Burschel has been effective tonight in the midfield.
And Illinois now looks a little bit out of sorts going forward. They don't look as confident. They're not moving as quickly going forward, playing a little more hopeful passes instead of trying to possess the way that they were. And the momentum has completely shifted, because now the Cards do look like the better team. They look like the team that is hungry for another goal.
What a momentum boost that would be for Louisville after the struggles that they have had to get a second one. As Lia Howard, one of the goal scorers tonight for Illinois, replaces McKenna Silber, who had the assist on the first goal. Howard has been a menace tonight, and with her and Woods in front, a little pace, a little defending on the field for Illinois from the front. Louisville down under 5 minutes here to see if they can make something happen. Foul one by Sexton. Sexton's had a good game out here on the left-hand side.
She has, and she's made some really nice recovery runs, too, that her team is needed to support defensively there. Just completely gets her legs taken out from under her.
Illinois had not given up a goal since the 86th minute of the first game, a 3-2 win over Loyola. 2 shutouts, Dayton and Xavier. Quite the effort there from Autumn Weeks to try to keep it alive. Louisville the first to a lot of these loose balls. Huckabee. She's one of the players who's probably felt a bit unlucky when she hit the crossbar. Now a possible transition moment for Illinois. Woods is offside. She's offside again. She stayed offside. She tried to get back on, but I don't know that she was tracking the right defenders to worry about it.
Yeah, she kept trying to slow down her run, but at the same time she was slowing down, so were the Cards.
Physical challenge. Well done there from Ella Karolak. The defensive MVP last year, has played every minute this year for Illinois. You can see why they're good defending as Victoria Wick is whistled for handling.
With every set piece, Illinois is going to just take their time, eat the time off the clock. Luckily, the referee is trying to keep the game going as best as possible to make sure that they don't eat too much time off the clock.
Zamborini wanted to float that through for Bentley, who's got the pace to run onto it, but too shallow. From Stevens, more of just a get it out of our end clearance. Now Bentley on it. Trying to guide it into Zamborini, and once again Karolak is the one who intercepts it. 2.5 minutes to go. Louisville trying to avoid its third loss of the year, first at home. Illinois trying to register its third win of the season and second on a 5-game stretch away from home. Scroll, who's the other crossbar hitting Card today, just misplayed that behind Weeks. Or Bentley, excuse me.
And this urgency from the Cards is really good, but it's almost looking like it might become too little too late. In the second half, they really deflated some after not getting a call to go their way. And if they were able to keep that energy going, it makes you wonder if we would be sitting with the result that we have right now.
Certainly looked for a long while like Louisville would be able to break through and tie the game. Credit to Illinois for finding a second goal here that has proven to be a really important one. It was Lia Howard. The sophomore is 60 seconds away from having her second game-winning goal of the season. .45 seconds to play. The urgency from the Cards is there. The body's forward, though, to possess. This is Woods. At this point, Illinois is able to really just hoof it forward as that ball is played out by Floyd. So the good news will be for Louisville that they finally got the goal at home. They will be frustrated about hitting the woodwork twice, the goal line stand, and not scratching one out. And Illinois is going to be thrilled to get another big road win for Janet Rayfield. It's been an entertaining match between these two non-conference opponents, and Illinois is going to walk away with a win, 2-1. Lia Howard's goal in the second half ends up being the game winner.